years at Miami included working as an orientation leader. The incoming class always had to read a book that would include speakers at their convocation dealing with that book. And as an orientation leader, I would get the opportunity to meet the author or the authors of the book directly during orientation. The book that was read one summer is this one. It's called Our America. Now what's interesting is it actually predated the current popular podcast world. But essentially this book is a podcast, NPR type conversation between two teenagers who lived in the most dangerous areas of Chicago. What was interesting is they were around the same age as all of us college students. And as I read it, I found myself relating more to one of the boys in the alley. I could understand him. He seemed like a go-getter. He was going to break out of the system that was oppressing him. He was ready and going to change the world. I was really excited to meet him. And Lloyd, the other kid, kind of seemed like the wingman, the one who was never just going to quite make it. Now, since meeting them, I have engaged in 2 intensive educational and immersion programs on race, economics, and various issues surrounding the systems that make up the city and suburbs of Chicago that houses both the poorest and the richest public educational systems. And as I journeyed through these programs, the person I always remember is meeting Lloyd, not Leanne. Even now, I think of Lloyd and his life, and the conversation we had wasn't long, but you could tell that everyone was kind of celebrating Lee Allen, and yet Lloyd was really the one to keep it real. As one of the ones who worked with Lloyd and Lee Allen said, Lee Allen was the head, but Lloyd was the heart. And he reminded me in the conversation we had long ago that while the place he grew up in was infested with crime, drugs, and all the other negative stereotypes, it was also the place that he knew as home. It was the place where he had known real friendship, real love, and really understood the culture and his role within it. While the rest of the world kept trying to give him the chance to get out, he expressed that getting out is not just leaving what others have stereotyped as bad, but it also means leaving the good, and leaving the only home and reality that he had ever known. When you listen also to stories from World War II, I've heard people say, well, why didn't they just leave when they started to know that things were going bad? But as I read stories, people always want to see the good. They always want to hope for better, and maybe waiting it out sometimes seems less scary than what is already scary and hard. You see, in today's scripture, we have one of the most interesting theological aspects of Jesus' younger life and upbringing. Scholars think that Jesus could have been in Egypt anywhere from a few weeks to 2 or 3 years. Now, for me, I could get into all sorts of interesting conversations about how Jesus ended up in Nazareth instead of Judah in his original time he spent in Egypt. But this is my last Sunday, so I'm not going to get into all the heady stuff for you, but instead I'm going to tell you the direction that this Sabbath journey and sabbatical is going. It's going to Egypt. That is what today's message is. You have to go to Egypt. We all do. I mean, technically we aren't all going to Egypt, but symbolically there is a time in all of our faith lives when we, our families, and others need to go somewhere outside of ourselves so that we have a better sense of where to go when we return. It may not even be far, but but we are called to go to other places that are different. Had Jesus been welcomed by just the shepherds, not the Magi, if Jesus had never had to leave his home area, I do not think that his family would have raised him in the same way, to live into being the divine person that we know is our Savior. And so we have to recognize the other side of our experiences and discern a faithful response with knowledge, wisdom, and even the awareness of being limited within what we know. Knowing more always realizes that we have so much more to know that we can't understand. And knowing more can come in books or movies or opening ourselves up to not the things we want to do, but things that may help us experiencing a different piece of God's creation. And these are actually Sabbath-type experiences as individuals and community relationships, because it's opening ourselves up to deepen our relationships with one another and to deepen our relationship with God by knowing different parts of God's creation more intimately, and thus understanding even more about God's need for us so that we can show the world what it means to need Jesus. Sabbath is not about sitting still. It is about allowing ourselves the ability to be present and feel presence and know presence in all different parts of God's creation. We seek to know the God who takes us into the land of Egypt and also is the God that continuously brings us out of the land of Egypt. I read somewhere on the internet, so you know it must be true. But this number is still interesting, that the Hebrew Scriptures, or the Old Testament, God is quoted as saying at least 87 times, give or take a few, something about bringing the people out of Egypt. One of those examples comes from Leviticus. There it is. I forgot where I put things. It was late. Bryan, the Lord who brought you up from the land of Egypt to be your God, and thus you shall be holy, for I am holy. Allowing oneself and one's community to enter the Egypts and the places of others and the other side of the story is what truly opens us up to be a part of God's actions so that we can help others come out of the Egypts, knowing God and claiming the community and the individuals of the true promise and promised land that is best known through Jesus Christ. And we are to do this as people who recognize that we are in a relationship with God that is holy. And being in a holy relationship with God is what we are called to do when we take Sabbath. We are to go to Egypt, open, rested, willing to go to the places with God that may often hurt our hearts, but are the journeys that are needed to save our souls. So often we limit this image of Sabbath. The Sabbath relationship with God is a multi-layered, hard relationship. And it is this way because that is how we truly bring life to the ministries and the ways that God calls us to serve. It is just like as people who follow Jesus, we are to take the same steps that Jesus and his family took so that we know how to go back, and continue this circle of finding ways to know love in different places and overcome fear. Now, my mother was one of the people who went to the best public school in the country outside of Chicago. And she traveled the world as a tourist. And every time I would call her, she would be scared to death because I told her entering, even though I was there with groups that were welcome and invited. That as I traveled these places, while I heard the panic in my mother's voice, there was always a much more powerful image of that conversation with Lloyd, the one who was still able to find love in his home, the one who lived and only knew these places. He had only known what I would have described and my mother would have described as unsafe places. And he would feel like a tourist or unsafe in places that would be safe to me. Our realities seem very different, but our knowledge of love and our need to figure out how to survive in different communities, it truly was able to connect. So this place, when we enter into these walls, Independence Christian Church is a safe place. Yet as we all begin a sabbatical process, not just me, but you as well, we are all called to examine our holy experiences and to take Sabbaths in ways that intentionally engage us more with God. And so I have a few things I need you to consider as we all head to our different Egypts in our circles. One is welcome, Faye. I will tell you that Faye has been to Egypt and back a few times. And I know that she will open herself up to a vulnerable place of who she is to share her journey, but I want you to make sure that you share your amazing ability to minister to the minister and welcome her in a way that is a Sabbath and holy experience for her. Pay attention to those on the outskirts. We have quite a few people who are not here every week and not part of the core group of this, but have an important place in here. So I need you to be their magi. I need you to show up with the gift of presence. I mean, like I said, we know that one of them just had surgery. Be present for that person. We know that Danielle is a caretaker for Walter, and that is so taxing as other people who are caretakers. Be there for those who are in and out and around. Or everyone go and experience a different type of engagement and go support Sarah at one of her concerts. Or do yoga with Sarah. But find ways to experience the Sabbath as a community outside of this building. And the last one, because I am who I am, is be the people who welcome the children who enter our doors in the same way. We hope that others are welcoming children who need to know the acceptance and love in God's world. I need all of you, to help me do the ministry God has called me to do and my other work. I need all of you to mark your calendars for Sunday, March 3rd. Some of you need to mark your calendars for Saturday, March 2nd. Because what we are doing at that time with our children and families, with your voices present, is giving life. And we are coming together to go to a place which is a little different for a lot of other people. And Aaron and Gail and Faye will tell you much more as we enter into the new year. But even if kids are not your thing, all of us are God things. And so I need you as a community to be present and to show up and be actively part of the conversation that will be happening when we bring in our worship and wonder trainers from the country, so that they know how much this place loves our children, loves God, and loves to reach out and help the places that need to know a better way to welcome the children that want to know the Christ child in. That means that all of us must take these parts of this journey together. And then you will go through these things, and together when I return, we will bring our knowledge back together to see where God's ministries are calling us. You see, some people are called to minister from the outside in, and others are called to minister from the inside out. Others walk back and forth between various situations to connect to God's love in ways to remind us that there really shouldn't be an inside and an outside. There shouldn't be an us and a them. They're just people, God's people, who live in communities and places that need to know the truth of God's great love and to need to know the light of that Christ child, the light that overcomes the darkness. So during this sabbatical, I invite you to find, share, and adventure in your own journeys with God. Know love from the other side, and that way you can engage in a new phrase. It's not the other side, just another side. Sabbath leads us not to the other side, but another side, so that we know and are present in our relationship with God, our relationship with Jesus, our relationship with one another, our relationship with this world, and our relationship with where God is calling us to go, to be, and to love.